Hey guys, previously we explored the barren desert with Alisae and we experienced the most awful thing in the whole world as I was welcomed into Shadowbringers. We finally traveled to Kholusia to find Alphinaud, where he was attempting to gain access to Eulmore to hopefully garner their support against the Sin Eaters in hopes of preventing the 8th Umbral Calamity. Today, we're going into Eulmore with Alphinaud, learning about the surrounding land and how dependent the people are around Eulmore, while also investigating how the hierarchy of Eulmore functions. Firstly, we travel along the road and rescue an elderly lady who states that she might as well move into a shack outside Eulmore with the rest of everyone else, that living outside from Eulmore is too dangerous. As we travel towards Eulmore, and as the story in Kholusia kind of develops, we begin to see what she means by this.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Eulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Wait, Alpha, we have to go get that crystal. Man, this sucks. So these people just chill out here until they get picked, like, to go into the city?
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
A begrimed bloke.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
My sleeves aren't that big. I have like half a trick up my sleeve, at the most.
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
Yeah, I'll just kill everyone, and then I'll just get picked next. Easy.
What? I was only making conversation.
Wait, are these people not nice?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Is this gonna be ridiculous?
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Eulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
What the f-
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
I guess it's me. It's gonna be me.
Do you recall how I said Eulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Eulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
Jeez, dude. This is sick.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
I just realized their names were jonglers. Red Jongleur. Jongleur. Is this like a... They take them and they get turned into donkeys, right?
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
Yeah, Pinocchio, thank you, Oki. What is this thing?
For you.
Ah, look!
Enjoy.
Hi, Henry.
Thank goodness.
Hi, buddy.
Meal is a foodstuff which Eulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems...
Sick, gross, awful, terrible.
Let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Probably like the meal does. Now, we learned a lot about Eulmore in those few minutes we were just outside the gates. Not only are people waiting to be picked based on a skill to then be an indentured servant on the inside, they're also heavily relying on Eulmore to provide them with meal and feed them, making all of these people purely dependent on Eulmore and having nowhere else to go, robbing them of their self-sufficiency, and the attitude around the shacks is that they have nowhere else to go. They also view Eulmore as a paradise, so they think waiting outside the gate despite the conditions is really their only answer to their problems, creating a really sick and disgusting environment for this region. Do we really want these people's help? Alfie has a plan on how to potentially get us into the city to do some more investigating. How do we get in though? Like, how are we gonna get in? It's unfortunate that you arrived when you did, Kilzor. I've been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. Oh, he has a plan. Give me this plan. Is it swimming? Fuck. Look at all that water. There's a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondu, they are called, though you and I know them as Sahagin. For the most part, they keep to themselves in the ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But, as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I truly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure some goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls, an attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Eulmorean lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yeah? Actually, make some good money. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. I forgot about that. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Yes. Absolutely. As long as it's not in the water and we're on the shore, that's fine. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first then, we must pay a visit to Mosha Moa, my supplier in Right. Come, it is to the northwest of here. Hello? I'm being watched, secretly. We quickly gather our things and travel over to Right to speak about obtaining our goods to trade for jewels. However, that person that was watching us at the end of that cutscene, well, they beat us there somehow, and they obtained our goods before us. We look far and wide, and eventually we catch up with them and ask them what the big idea is stealing our goods. However, it's not as malicious an intent as you might think.
There you are.
Yeah, there you are.
The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Now.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city.
Why?
I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired. I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea. Get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Eulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Eulmore.
Why? What is so special about Eulmore?
That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Eulmoran's interest.
Is he gonna give up his idea to let him get in?
You'll give me your place. Just like that.
Aww.
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Aw, how nice. Good luck, buddy. Is that a skill issue, Kai Shear?
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death.
Man, Alfie really has grown up a lot. Wow.
I do not regret my decision. Yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
Oh, frick. I was like, I don't have a good answer here. It's not who you are, Alfie. It's true. It's not who he is. Not after this situation.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Yeah.
Same old Alphinaud, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that?
Estinian? I swear to God. If you just did an amazing Estinian impression and then he's just here, it'd be hilarious. Is that what? I don't see shit. On the beach? A body?
I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on. They may need our help.
A very interesting turn of events. And our boy Alfie, he sure is growing up fast, isn't he? We go over to the body to check on it and find out that there used to be a painter in Eulmore, create a fire and warm them up. However, the painter tells us a story how he didn't live up to the expectations of their master on the inside and how they were literally thrown out into the water. After saving his life, we decide to take him to town where he can hopefully be seen by someone to help him get warm. However, he has an idea to get us into Eulmore. A fairly good idea, I think. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life, and if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Eulmore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. But since it's plain you set your minds on it, you should take this. What is this? It's my favorite paintbrush. How is that gonna help us? The Eulmorian elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place. Not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, says Alfie. If you remember, he drew the posters in Stormblood when our friends were missing, so modest is hardly an acceptable description of his artistic ability. Now, all we need to do is go back and see the red and blue jongleurs to get into the city before it gets filled by someone else. Here they come. Are you guys ready? Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folk at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of aplomb. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. Everybody's like, nah, I can't paint. I can paint. Portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I've only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Aha, ho ho, Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool most loved and much used. Correct. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. Let's go. Will they take me with you? And who is this hanger-on, well-wisher, or parasite? Excuse me, I'm not a parasite. Why, this is my assistant, he whose unfailing support allows me to paint, allows my art to flourish. I will go with him, or not at all. Parasite, then. Wow. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Eulmore's sweet embrace. Upon entering Eulmore, we're tasked with being registered and doing some paperwork before we're introduced into the bonded rank to our free folk, which ultimately is fine and kind of boring, but something kind of fun happens here, and I want you guys to check it out. What have we here? Alphinaud, artist, Kilzor, artist assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chinooz and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it's best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Huh? Oh dear. Wait, do we stink? Impossible. I was just in the bathhouse. You smell hideous! Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. That's Alfie. Proceed directly to the delusory next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume. Liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornen, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. And he really shouldn't be, but I definitely am. I'm not going in that one. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Now I'm sparkly. I look the same. I look exactly the same. To be fair, Alfie's been hanging outside of the gate town for who knows how long. True. Did he wash the poncho? Yeah, true. It could be a year. Could be. He could have been hanging out there for a long time. Yeah, I got in there with all my clothes on. Should I not have done that? Should I take my clothes off? Apply the sweet smelling perfume. Okay, here we go. Should I drink it too? Clean me from the inside out. Look how clean I am. I'm nice and pink. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Nice. Alphinaud, I smell good. What about you? Oh, you showered and dressed already? Have you? Is it not that is to say it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? They have curtains. You can close the curtains, dog. I've been showered, Stinky. Alisae would have been drying her hair by now. What would a Stinian say? ... Good gods, you will mention nothing of this. Swear to me. Now we both smell good. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? Yes, we should. Absolutely. Blackmail material? Yeah, it kind of was. I shower with all my spiky armor on. Do you? I try to. I think it makes me more presentable. I love Alfie's little crush on a stain. It's super cute. Now that we're ready to be presented, like some sort of property that's been cleaned and set up, we go to the top floor to meet the free people we'll be painting for.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
Look at all the rings she's got on.
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Eulmore.
Yeah, because we didn't meet the last guy.
Alphinaud, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
I'm mute. I don't speak.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
None of your freaking business, cowboy.
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all.
Wait, did Alfie just say we were brothers? We're bros.
Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be
Oh,
out
I
of
didn't mean
gratitude
to.
for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Ooh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content.
She's so nice.
Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
Sweet. So now what? So now, what happens now? Okay, so now that we've met our free masters, we take time to investigate our new place of residence for information on Eulmore. We learn that everyone who comes to Eulmore forfeits their money to the city, and then the city gives them ample funds to live the life of luxury there in Eulmore. The bonded work tirelessly for their free folk, but somehow seem to believe they're also living in paradise. We learn the Sin Eaters are commanded by Vothri, who's the leader of the city, and the Sin Eaters do not come to the city, and some individuals state that they are somewhat of an ally to the city, which all seems very weird and just messy. Finally, we come across a bonded who appears to be turning into a Sin Eater, and their free folk mentions taking them to Vothri for ascension, which at the moment, appear to be a way for her to kind of die, or that they're going to be sacrificed to the Sin Eaters in some way. If so many people come into the city, and we aren't finding hundreds of people washed up on the shore, where are all these people going? This place doesn't seem like a safe place for allies, nonetheless finding allies against the Sin Eaters. With all this information, we return back to Alfie to see what he wants to do for our next steps. I think his new look is sick. I think it looks good. I take my eyes off you for one moment and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? Yeah, it is. Bruh. What in the blazes? What do you mean? What's wrong with it? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphinaud. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Ochite, you say that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas and... Hey, Somebody's churning? I say, did that come from above? Oh, the jesters. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble bloods freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city, but our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. The juggalos are back, Jingle and Jangle are back. Jesus Christ. Malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us, where Lord Vothri resides. Ordinarily, you'd be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crowned lift will take you up there. Let's go. We better not dawdle then. Yeah. We have our chance to finally meet Vothri. I don't want to squander this opportunity, and I would love to meet him to discuss kind of the intricacies of this place and the information that we've just received over the coming previous quests. However, do you guys remember that poor boy that Alfie let take charge of his business venture idea regarding the fruit and jewels? Well, pay attention. Oh my god. Is this Vothri?
That's Vothri.
Vothri. Jesus. He's a giant baby.
He's attended by Sin Eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12.
Oh my god.
Kholusia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Well, too freaking bad, dude.
Lord Vorthree, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but.
You think this guy can walk? I don't want to, like, body shame this guy, but, like, his feet look really tiny.
Eulmore is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society.
Jesus, he's got a lot of gumption.
To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Kai's wrists.
Sin eaters are part of Eulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked.
So people ascending are being fed to the Sin Eaters.
A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kholusia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Eulmore?
Here we go. Here comes Alfie. Get him, Alfie.
Dim, deluding child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear.
Yo, look at his neck rolls, man. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
Alright, well, I guess bring it on.
And people call this paradise.
Do you know who I am, sir? I would like to introduce you.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
He said proudly.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Eulmore.
Better give me a lot of canvas.
If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence.
I would say just heal him and then let's bounce.
Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wound? I told you to paint me a picture!
I actually love this so much. This is way better than the Tesseline thing that happened, at least so far. Alfie's such a freaking Chad, dude.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could.
Yeah, like that haircut.
Can you walk?
Oh, snap. He's just stunned.
Did that little worm just insult me?
He's throwing a tantrum? What is happening?
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! And tear out their hearts!
So we didn't find any allies here. Alpha and I immediately leave the city and escort Kai Shear somewhere safe outside the gate. The Chais come out and try to get Alfie to come back in. However, they appear to be very accepting of him leaving, and they appear to also be, possibly, the nicest people in all of Eulmore. Alfie comes to the conclusion that assisting the first will probably come more than likely without involving Vothri or Eulmore. He wishes to return to the Exarch and share our findings, but I'm going to cliffhanger you guys so hard right now. We'll talk to the Exarch next time. Thank you, as always, for enriching my experience in all the games we play by coming along with me. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.